Вториот ден од конференцијата за интегрирано образование го отвори професор Кајхан Карли од Академијата за наставници од Истанбул, Турција, на тема Образованието во 21. век и предизвиците на турскиот образовен систем. Со посебен осврт кон политиката на имиграција и глобалните трендови, статистиките на Обединетите нации велат дека 6 од 10 меѓународни емигранти живеат во развиените земји, а потекнуваат од земјите во развој. Интеркултурните промени се најголемиот предизвик во современото живење.
Why people choose to migrate from their own houses, their own places to another country? It is because there is only one reason. More food, good life conditions, and education for their children. It is simple. All these migrating people, they are moving to the parts of the world where they can find more food, life conditions, and education for their kids there. And first time in the human being's history, that's interesting also, first time in the human being's history, by 2010, 56% of all human population on the world became citizens. So we are living in cities, 56%. So we left villages, we left farm areas. So the life is changing and it's becoming more and more cities there. So what happens with this one? The main contradiction of migration and living in cities there are two main things. Living in the same communities with different cultures. And second thing, studying at the same schools with different cultures, understanding each other. We need more and more understanding of different cultures in the same cities. So the world is changing in this way for the intercultural way. And this makes on really big pressure on the public education, not only the private education. This is the main pressure on public education because everyone migrating from their own country to the other country, they are looking for first food, second education for their children. So they need education or educational support at their native languages. Plus, they want to integrate to the societies that they migrated. They need a new room in that society to live further. So to keep their families alive there.
Преку примерот од земјата од каде што доаѓа Турција, професор Карли ги нагласи различностите во општеството од различни етникуми и јазици во државните училишта, трендот на задолжително образование, неговото зголемување во 12 учебни години, состојбата со курдското население и најголемиот предизвик со кој што се соочува образовниот систем на Турција, а тоа е недостигот на наставен кадар на курдски јазик. Важноста на изборот на едукација од основно во средно образование е голем предизвик, но насочувањето на учениците се врши преку задолжителен испит, кој е многу тежок за учениците.
Starting with the eastern part of Turkey, with the new constitution looking for us, and we have started to have kind of issues for the Kurdish language, because an ethnicity-based Kurdish party, they wanted to have a Kurdish language training for Kurdish children in the eastern part of Turkey. And what happened with this new compulsory education law, starting with the middle school and high school, at the end of first 4 years, there is optional Kurdish language. Any family wants their kid to learn their native language Kurdish at the school, so they can have optional Kurdish courses at the school. This is legal now, starting with last year. The government started to train Kurdish language teachers to provide for that region. They can teach Kurdish. This year we had 400 new Kurdish teachers. It's already assigned to this region mainly, optional language could be taught there. And there are 3 universities, they have Kurdish departments now, and they train teachers for Kurdish language. Probably in a few years, there will be more Kurdish teachers that they can teach Kurdish languages. Up to now, there wasn't compulsory education. This is the high school education. And there is one another problem at our Turkish education system there. There is an exam in between middle school and high school, a compulsory exam, to choose which high school to send our kids there. It's really, really hard exam and difficult for kids there.
Професионалната надградба на наставниот кадар со цел да се следи трендот во новиот образовен систем е една од најважните работи на кои што треба и мора да се фокусираат професионалците од оваа област. Конструктивното планирање со цел да се совладаат промените во новите национални програми, поттикнувањето на креативноста кај наставниот кадар, категоризација според возраста на учениците, а не според достигнувањата. Дигиталната ера е вистински предизвик за образованието.
I was searching opportunity of doing something for teacher training in Turkey to teach them constructivist approach and social constructivism, and mainly understanding the cultures and relationship at the school. So if you don't have an open and honest communication, clear relationships, and multi-ways relationships in a school, it doesn't work. It doesn't go anywhere. Don't expect that you have constructivist pedagogy, behavioralist pedagogy, whatever it is, whatever you call. These are all theories, but first you need to get open and honest communication at a school to be able to move somewhere. The second, what is the body of the school? Like the car. In my metaphor, I said that is focusing on learning rather than teaching. Because the century changed there, we have to learn, everyone, all adults has to learn first, because the concept of this century, 21st century, is the speed of change, not digitalism. We have provided free professional development opportunities, more than 100,000 teachers within 5 years. I mean, 100,000 is a big number. 100,000 teachers received face-to-face professional development from our teacher trainers, where we have trained also 450 teacher trainers. So this is a huge number, but comparing with Turkish numbers, actually, which is not. Which is about 1/8 of our total teachers. So our duty is to keep human body's heritage, good side of our heritage, and ethical mind to bring with our kids there. Because ethics is a main issue in this digital age. So digital tools gives us more room to spend more time to discuss with our kids more Socratic seminars, inquiry-based teaching there. This is all about the speed of change. And in some authors, they say that, especially Australia and New Zealand movement, they say that for university students, especially for technical departments there, when you get to the 3rd year, the content that they teach in the 1st grade is outdated. So within 2 years. So there is a huge discussion. Should we have to keep students at the university level for consecutive years? Because if you are losing, if it's outdated what you teach, at least some of those outdated when they get about 4th grade, when they graduate, some of them outdated, should we have to keep them 4 consecutive years of university? It's a big discussion we have to think about. Like the kids in 2030s, they will be looking for jobs. Maybe we have to change the way of schooling, like the age. We have to change maybe. In the human being society, history, in all societies, politicians never leave education to educators. It's the nature of education. There will be always politicians' decision making. The way of difference is how much intervention that they do. When you look at some kind of political systems, they have educational models so tight you cannot have your creativity. But the most liberal ones, like Finland, they do not have a solid curriculum till 16 years old. What they say, we trust on our teachers. They can teach, they can make our students ready. When they get 16 years old, they are going to sit for these outcomes of education when they get 16 years old. And they don't give them a specific framework to keep till 16 years old. This is the upper bound. The other one, maybe Soviet Socialist Republic and China, they had the, framework. You have to teach this. So any country may stay in this line, any place. And kids, they are really gifted, almost all of them. With a side, you can find in which ways they are gifted. The most important part, we have to understand there is a jewel in each kid. And to make them jewelry, it's our work. So to make the 21st century's jewelry, we are the people from jewels to jewelry. We have to be working towards that. Thank you very much for listening.
Втората сесија на конференцијата ја пренесе сликата во образовниот систем во Северна Ирска, значењето на интегрираното образование и процесот низ кој што минувал. Иницијативата за основање на првото интегрирано училиште во Северна Ирска потекнала од една група родители, која што имале желба и визија за заедничко образование на учениците католици и протестанти. По основањето на првото интегрирано училиште Лаган, коледжот во 1981, до денес постојат 62 интегрирани училишта во Северна Ирска. Паула Меклвейн од Советот за интегрирано образование во Северна Ирска, воедно и обучувач при тренинг центарот на НДЦ Скопје, на присутните им се обрати со темата развивање на непристрасен приод кон интегрираното образование. Предавањето беше подготвено и наменето за учесниците на основното ниво на обука при тренинг центарот.
Integrated education started in Northern Ireland with the first school in 1981. And that was during our conflict, during our years of the Troubles, as we call them. And it was a group of parents who came together. They wanted their Protestant and Catholic children to be educated in the same school and not in separate schools, as is the tradition in Northern Ireland. So they opened the first school after a number of years of campaigning in 1981. It's called Lagan College, and it's a flagship school for us. We now have 62 integrated schools throughout Northern Ireland. And 2/3 of those are primary schools. So primary schools for us is children who go to school from the age of 4, very young, until the age of 11. And then they move into secondary education. And that's from the age of 11 to, they can leave at 16, but usually they stay until they are 18 years old. And in our secondary schools, we have 1/3 of our schools are secondary level schools for older children. So we're very proud of having 62 schools, but we still think it's a small number because that's only 7% of all the children who go to school. Our other schools are divided along Catholic lines and Protestant lines, and children go separately to school. And then, whenever those who decide they want to be teachers go to teacher training, they go to separate Catholic teacher training and a Protestant teacher training institution. So when they come to our integrated schools, they haven't been prepared for working in an integrated setting. And that is why we have developed some professional development for them. And we've developed a particular approach called the anti-bias approach to integrated education. We have had acknowledgement from the Inspectorate in Northern Ireland of our teaching in integrated schools. But they've said how difficult it is to actually teach in that environment when you haven't had much experience of being trained to work in that environment. And as Mariam Matchett, who is the former Chief Inspector of Inspection in Northern Ireland, said, it's a real dilemma for teachers because by its very nature, integration creates discomfort, challenges mindsets, and it tackles sensitive issues. As she says, though, we're all part of the problem in Northern Ireland, and therefore we need to be part of the solution. So there's a real recognition of the importance of the work that teachers do in our schools. Now, we are interested not just in the issues of Protestants and Catholics, and that aspect of identity is a hugely important. It's the founding principle of our schools. However, in this document, we recognise the multiple layers of identity of young people. And therefore, we feel that an anti-bias approach is one where we are tackling any kind of bias, which is around faith, culture, ethnicity, anything to do with racism or sectarianism, but also any gender stereotyping or prejudice that exists within your school, because that's a very big issue.
Програмата за непристрасност се имплементира од страна на НИЦЈ во текот на последните 6 години и една од најуспешните програми за професионален развој на наставниот кадар кој што работи во интегрираните и основни и средни училишта. Меклвен ја образложи потребата за примена на програмата со цел да се прифати разноликоста во училиштата и во општеството.
We have a division in our teacher training institutions, and so we need to provide professional development for our teachers, gaining more awareness of themselves and more confidence, skills and strategies, as you've been doing as well in your training with the Nansen Dialogue Centre. And so we do this through our anti-bias approach to integrated education. And the focus of ABC, as we call it for short, is that the need to acknowledge diversity, promote equality and inclusion, and challenge bias and discrimination within the school environment. And that's done through the formal, informal, and hidden curriculum. And therefore, we're helping our teachers to gain awareness of all of this. So what we want to be the outcome of anti-bias is that we'll have young people who develop a very strong sense of personal identity. Because we're keen to avoid the notion of assimilation. We're often accused, there are many myths about integrated education in Northern Ireland. There's a lot of people afraid of integrated education in Northern Ireland. And one of the myths is that we make everyone the same. We're involved in social engineering. Quite the opposite. In fact, what we want to do is encourage all of our young people and our teachers develop a very strong sense of their own identity. That's really important to us. And appreciate the other's identity. It's the same message that you've been getting from everyone that we've heard from in the conference. And so, ideally, what we would like is our young people to be able to develop those skills that help them negotiate the difficult issues, the sensitive issues, rather than avoiding them. Because I come from a society where we have a phrase that sums up how we operate and how we operated through the conflict. And that was, whatever you say nothing. Just keep your mouth shut. Don't talk about any of the issues that are happening, the divisions within our society. We don't want to open a can of worms, as we like to say. But in reality, we believe, as you all do, firmly in the notion of dialogue and creating dialogue. And that's what our schools are about. Creating those opportunities and the right environment for dialogue.
Кон крајот на предавањето, госпоја Меклвен ги охрабри присутните учесници да размислуваат за нивните лични ставови и нивното лично искуство, поврзано со пристрасноста, предрасудите, дискриминацијата, како и на негативното влијание на пристрасноста врз децата во образовниот систем и потребата за пронаоѓање коректна терминологија за разновидноста и еднаквоста.
And then we explored the development of anti-bias, because anti-bias actually emanates from the United States originally during the civil rights movement. So we explored the global context that it developed in, and then our own specific context, and how integrated education is like an anti-bias response to a segregated education system.
Предавањето на тема концептот на интегрирано образование во Северна Ирска за учесниците од напредното ниво на обука го представи Клиодона Скот Вилис од Советот за интегрирано образование на Северна Ирска, која исто така е дел од тимот на меѓународни обучувачи при тренинг центарот на НДЦ Скопје.
In 1989, the Department of Education for Northern Ireland stated that it would fund integrated education. And I give a very basic definition. It said that the ethos of the school should be such that it will attract Catholic and Protestant children in equal numbers. That's all it said. It didn't tell us how to do it. It didn't really tell us what we were to do. And so the Northern Ireland Council for Integrated Education, 2 years later, with the existing about 7 or 8 schools, developed what was called the NICE Statement of Principles. And this is the document. It was revised 4 years ago, and when it first was written in 1991, it was that thick. It was quite a bulky document. The reason for that was it told teachers how to do integration. It told them how to teach very sensitive subjects such as music and sports and religion and history. It told them how their school should look. It put everything into the document because nobody had ever done that before. And our definition of integrated education is the educating of children from the two main traditions, which are Catholic and Protestant. It's not exclusive to those two main traditions, but that is what it is about. And it's about providing them with an excellent education, because we understand that that's ultimately what schools are about. But also we wanted to recognise and promote the expression of their two main traditions.
Наставниот кадар, стручните служби, родителите, учениците и одборите се основата за конципирање на училишниот етос. За Скот Вилис, етосот е општото чувство и карактерот на училиштето, но тој не е статичен, туку променлив, со нови идеи и настани.
How do we make children feel comfortable coming into our school? And they produced a beautiful policy. It's very positive. So there was none of the negative languages, you shall not wear a football top. And they actually then created a children's workbook so that the older pupils in the school, the 8 to 11-year-olds, could take some time in class every year and work through it. So that became embedded in the school because everybody had a say in it. Everybody understood it. When you're developing your ethos of your school, to keep in mind the ethos of the wider centre. And the mission is to support actively and effectively intercultural and inter-ethnic dialogue. So we would ask our schools that when they're doing this to take credence of what has been agreed by the wider movement as well. And this is what policies and processes are. When you have agreed what your vision and mission statement is, you do have to put it down on paper. For example, I'll keep coming back, it's the symbols and emblems. For us, actually, at the minute, it is also how do you celebrate, or how do you commemorate, or how do you acknowledge events that divide the society. So, a school will look at the year ahead. What's coming up? So in Northern Ireland, harvest celebration, remembrance are very Protestant affairs. St. Patrick's Day, Easter are very Catholic affairs. So the school will have planned in advance that it will mark those 4 occasions. It will also look to see, is there anything else coming up? So we are in what we call a decade of commemorance.
Не помалку важен елемент за создавање интегриран училишен етос се односите во интегрираните училишта и посветеноста на вработените кон создавањето на позитивна и потекнувачка клима како одраз на меѓусебната почит и доверба.
For a child to see their work up there in public display is very, very important for them. And it means that they're taking pride. And what you have in schools, so this is the foyer of a school, this is the front of a school. So the minute you walk into the school, this is what you see. You see this board behind you, and this is now displayed. So it's the first thing, you know that you're walking into a school. There are new schools being built in Belfast, and sometimes you could be walking into a small hospital. They're very clinical, there's no expression of who's actually in that building and what they're doing. And also, when you get the opportunity,
display them in the wider community. So our schools would put displays in local libraries. If there's an event coming up, they will put the display at that. And it's about achievements from within and out the side of the school are recognised, valued and celebrated. So the child who wins a sporting competition on a Saturday it'll be mentioned in the school on the Monday when they get in. And integrated schools have really shown the way in Northern Ireland on how we treat young people. Nobody's ever acknowledged that, nobody will ever acknowledge that, but they have definitely changed because of the techniques they have used. They use circles a lot of the time when they're having discussions with children, so that everybody has an equal place. They have their pupils' council. They have a no shouting policy. They have conflict resolution courses so that children know how to deal with their issues. But this very important one that was said yesterday, and I agree with it, you model the behaviour and the relationships in the school. It is not good enough to be in the staff room moaning and groaning or talking about each other and then coming out and expecting the children in your classroom to be very respectful of each other. It is very much the model of what's happening between the adults. And children pick up if something isn't right. You can't, we have a saying, pull the wool over their eyes. They will sense it if the relationships aren't good.
Во текот на предавањето беа представени ресурсите и техниките кои се користат во интегрираните училишта во Северна Ирска, како што се програмата за врсничка медијација, програмата за непристрасен приод, како и заедничките во наставни активности. Втората конференција за интегрирано образование заврши со свечено доделување на 33 сертификати на учесниците кои што успешно го завршија теорискиот и практичниот дел од напредното ниво на обука, реализирано во рамките на тренинг центарот на НДЦ Скопје.
Александър Петрович. Господин Селеви Бядини. Овие луѓе поминаа заедно преку 140 часови заедно, покрај обукиве, теоретскиот дел, практичниот дел, полагањето на испити па и дел од оваа конференција. Љубика Цветанова, Основно училиште Струмица. Презентацијата може да видите хронологија како се одвива обуките, како на некој начин го завршуваат основите на предниот пакет. Наставничка Даниела Витева, Струмица. Наставничка Мејда Гамети, Чајно Основно училиште.
Менаџерот за едукација, обука и развој при НДЦ Скопје Билјана Крстеска-Папич им се обрати на наставниците и ја предочи важноста на интегрираното образование како единствена перспектива за македонскиот образовен систем во насока на соочување со негативните процеси на сегрегација и јас меѓу сите учесници и субјектите во воспитно-образовниот процес.
Почитувани наставници, почитувани професори, денес го заокружувате вашето патешествие во процесот на откривањето, осознавањето на Нансен модел за интегрирано образование. Модел кој се стреми кон воспоставување на нови стандарди во воспитно-образовниот процес во Република Македонија. Модел кој има за цел да го надгради и усоврши целокупниот воспитно-образовен систем во државата. Сите вие сте сега директни промотори на вредностите врз кои е внимателно граден Нансен модел за интегрирано образование. А тоа се меѓусебно почитување, толеранција, отворена комуникација, помагање, емпатија, промовирање на различностите сватени како предизвик и богатство, наспроти нивното третирање како пречка и бариера. Ова се универзални, хумани, човечки вредности. Па токму затоа веруваме дека интегрираното образование има иднина и е единствена перспектива на македонскиот воспитно-образовен систем во насока на успешно справување со сите негативни процеси на сегрегација и јаз кој што се гради помеѓу сите учесници, субјекти во воспитно-образовниот процес. Интегрираното образование во една прилика професорот Велковски, кој е наш повеќегодишен соработник, спомна дека е состојба на умот. Јас би додала дека е и состојба на срце. Бидејќи сите вие низ овие обуки ги продлабочивте човечките вредности како емпатија, разбирање, отвореност, помагање, поддржување, охрабрување. Сите вие ги надградивте вашите предзнаења, ги усовршивте вашите вештини и компетенции, но ги зацврстивте и темелите на меѓусебно изградени релации, односно вашите познанства станаа пријателства, а разликите се трансформираа во предизвик за подобро меѓусебно запознавање. Искрено, од името на целиот тим на Nansen Dialogue Centre Skopje, ви честитам за вашата посветеност, мотивираност и истраност во овој долг процес, кој се надеваме дека ќе има продолжение благодарение на вашата заложба. Тоест, како и досега, веруваме дека овие информации, овие знаења, овие вештини ќе ги пренесете несебично на вашите ученици, нивните родители, со што сите алки во синџирот на интегрираното образование ќе бидат доволно цврсти, јаки, да се носат со предизвиците со кои се соочува воспитно-образовниот систем во Република Македонија. Уште еднаш честитки до сите вас.
Од Советот за интегрирано образование на Северна Ирска, на учесниците им се обрати и Клеодона Скот Вилис, која што ја нагласи важноста за споделувањето на најдобрите меѓународни практики во полето на интегрирано образование.
Just like to say how privileged Paula, my colleague, and myself feel at being invited yet again to be part of your conference. It has been very inspiring to us. We are really delighted with the dedication of you teachers coming out on your weekend and sticking with this in your own personal time. That wouldn't happen back home as it does here, and we just think that's really inspiring for us. We are delighted to have the relationship that we have with NDC Skopje, and we are looking forward to developing that relationship. And I'd have to say that for us it's very important because we are learning as much from you. There's a lot of ideas and attitudes that we think we can develop now back with the integrated schools in Northern Ireland, and we really appreciate that. And we know that will have a positive impact in our schools, and I think this is so important, this network of different organisations coming together, sharing what happens in their experience so that we can learn from each other. And I wish you all the best for it, and thank you once again for inviting us.
Преку видео обраќање, директорката на Советот за интегрирано образование на Северна Ирска, господја Норин Кембел, им честиташе на учесниците за нивната голема посветеност кон професионалниот развој во полето на интегрирано образование.
I want to introduce myself. My name is Noreen Campbell, and I am the Chief Executive of the Northern Ireland Council for Integrated Education, NICE. Over the last 2 years, NICE has been developing a partnership with Nansen Dialogue Skopje to promote and develop integrated education. We've been working closely together, and that has involved our trainers going to your conferences and also visits from Nansen staff to Belfast. We found this a very productive and useful partnership. I want to congratulate all of you this afternoon on the completion of your advanced training. I've been very pleased to sign my signature to your certificates. You have shown great commitment to your professional development and to your professional development in integrated education. I'm hopeful that this is an area of professional development that some of you will wish to continue further. In taking part in this, you're contributing greatly to your schools and through your work to a better society in Macedonia. NICE looks forward to working in the future with Nansen Dialogue to continue to promote and develop our partnership And through that, it is possible we will meet and have an opportunity to discuss integrated education. For now, I want to say again, congratulations and best wishes.
Со инспиративен завршен говор, професорот Инге Ајствак им честиташе на наставниците и повторно ја нагласи важноста на улогата на наставниците во секое општество.
Dear friends, first of all, my warmest congratulations to all of you who have received these diplomas here today. You were all like students in high school that really received the highest degree. And it was such a pleasure for me to sit there and watch you when you came up and took the applause. We probably, all in this room, the teachers not the least, have, I guess, many times asked ourselves, does it really matter what I do? Can little me do anything at all with the climate change, the poverty, the corruption, the injustice, the segregation, the lack of integrated schools? If not we, who? If not now, when? If not here, where? These are questions that we teachers should ask ourselves also. If not we, who? If not now, when? If not here, where? We teachers, in a way, never die. Well, of course, our hearts one day stop to beat, but some seeds from our teaching may continue to grow for generations. Some of the pupils that you have today, when they are 90 years old and tell their grandchildren about their life, they will say, "Oh, I had a marvelous teacher one time. She was the one who made me love music, literature. She was the one who gave me courage. She was the one who gave me hope." Meeting with you these 2 days here in Skopje has strengthened my belief in the importance of education. It has strengthened my belief in what people of goodwill can achieve if they work together. From the deepest of my heart, I thank you all for these 2 days. I have learned a lot. I will go back to Norway with a greater belief in the importance of education. I think I will become a better teacher after these 2 days. And let me end by quoting these words from Nelson Mandela, which I started with yesterday. "No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin, or his background, or his religion. People must learn to hate. And if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. For love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite." I wish you all the best, and I hope that we maybe can meet again sometime. Good luck, and thank you very much.
Втората меѓународна конференција за интегрирано образование во организација на Nansen Dialogue Centre Skopje беше проследена со големо внимание од страна на медиумите и беше позитивно оценета од страна на сите присутни домашни и меѓународни учесници.
се ова денес ке изгледа. Тоа е мојот драг колега Вето Зеколи. Молам колега, ако може ваму. Колешката која што беше одговорна, значи, за организацијскиот дел на обуките, директно вклучена во обуките, менеджерот на тренинг центарот Билјана Крстевска-Папич. Делот истиот тим, Сона и Вилел, Аница Оносимовска. Колешката со највеќе работни часови во последниве 3 недели, Милинда Алендар, преку времени, која што беше, значи, во цело време во комуникација со вас, околу преводите, околу сите подготвителни материјали, значи, околу медиумите, па и денес, значи, за снимањето и обликувањето на конкретно PR секторот, значи, функционираше турбо. Оливера Ранчева, Елена, тука сте, Гоголска, Оливер Јузбашич, имаме уште двајца, значи, за жал, кои што денес не беа во можност, двајца колеги кои што не беа денес во можност да бидат со нас. Тоа е Осман Немин, значи, колегата кој што исто дел од тренинг центарот и држи предавањава, и дечкото или колегата задолжен за IT, тоа е Ване Рујков. Драги колеги и колешки, благодарност до вас, без вас ова денес немаше да успее. Еден голем аплауз за моите колеги.